So I've been using the AirPods 4 with active noise cancellation since the release on September 20th, 2024. These are my favorite AirPods and probably my favorite earbud I've used so far. In terms of design, there's really not a whole lot to say, but they did add a slightly different taper from the third generation to supposedly fit more ears, which I love. I don't know how much it's helping, but these fit fantastically. I can shake my head, I can jump up and down, I can run. There's been no issues with stuff falling out, which is great because the older style AirPods just never worked for me. They always fell out, which is why I always went with the Pros, because they have the silicone tip that goes in your ear, creates a more secure fit, but in the long term, they can start to hurt a bit. Another thing that I've been loving about these, which ties directly into the fit and how they're more of an open earbud style, is that you get more of an open sound, which makes the music sound more around you and a part of your surroundings. But there's some trade-offs because you're hearing more of your surroundings. You're not getting super great passive noise cancellation. So yeah, I love the open, spacious sound that these got, and they also improved the drivers in these things, so you're getting slightly better bass, slightly clearer highs, which I actually do notice. These sound great. And there's also some features Apple promotes that supposedly helps with the sound quality, like adaptive EQ, which is slightly adjusting the sound automatically depending on the music that's playing, the fit, the environment you're in. Add in spatial audio, which I love, I always have on. Now it's personalized. There's some other audio features which I haven't really been using. You might. There's adaptive audio, which is gonna blend together active noise cancellation and transparency and dynamically adjust between the two depending on the environment you're in. Probably better if you live in the city, going from a loud environment to a quiet coffee shop. Having it do that automatically for you might be helpful. I'm mostly at home or going for a walk or whatever. I can just hit the button and turn on noise cancellation or turn on transparency whenever I need it. Also, conversation awareness, which works pretty good for what it's trying to do. Basically, if you have it on and you start talking and it recognizes you're entering a conversation, it will lower the music and turn on transparency mode. It'll do all that for you instantly pretty well, but that's the problem. It does it a little too well, because if you have it on and you're home alone and you start singing along with a song, it's gonna think you're talking to someone, lower the volume, and then all you can hear is just your terrible singing. So these features are only available with the ANC versions. If you get the non-ANC versions, you won't have them, but I'd still lean towards getting it with active noise cancellation because the transparency, Apple got that down. Still the best out there. These work just like the Pros. And the active noise cancellation, because these don't have really good passive noise cancellation, it does a pretty good job. I've taken them to the gym and they work well enough to block out some noise. You're still gonna get some outside noise. Of course, you're gonna hear the treadmill hum. It's worth it if you understand the limitations and aren't going into it thinking it's gonna be the best active noise cancellation in the world. But the difference between not having it and having it here is worth it for me. Unfortunately, they don't have volume control. They got head gesture controls, which you can shake your head to not accept a call or nod to accept one. And when you are talking on the phone with these things, the mic's pretty good. See right here, the leaves are moving. So I'm talking like this on the phone call. Hi, how are you? How's the audio? All right, you're about a foot beside me right now. We're gonna test the leakage. 50% volume, listen up. Now 75%. That was just too loud. Battery life, pretty standard. 4 hours with ANC on, 5 hours without it on. And then when you have the case with you, you can get up to 20 hours in total. To charge them, USB-C, which is great because on the AirPods Pro first edition that I got, it's lightning. So I've always had to have a lightning cable. Now it's that universal cable, love that. You can wirelessly charge them. And I believe they're compatible with Apple Watch chargers too. Oh yeah, you can also see a little speaker here, which comes in handy for when you lose them, which happens all the time. It gives a louder sound so you can track them down. Of course, you're getting all that ecosystem stuff, so they connect really fast to my phone, and then if I walk over to my MacBook and start playing something, it'll seamlessly transition to the MacBook. And IP54 for some minor water and dust resistance. Still wouldn't recommend dousing these things. These are my favorite AirPods I've ever used, my favorite earbud I've ever owned, They're my go-tos. Whenever I'm going somewhere, they're the first things I grab. I always throw them in my coat pocket or jeans pocket. Thank you so much for watching. If you found this useful in any way, you know what to do. I'll see you in the next one. Farewell.